And this morning, in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our red Protoss player representing Team Blazer from land of Poland. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. Here we go. Krystianer coming in as one of the favorites for the entire tournament, but he dropped a map to GG Machine. He did drop a map, which means he is clearly mortal. He can be brought low, and Nicoract, I would say, is the best Terran player in the entire bracket. If you're a Terran fan out there, then give your energy, give your support to Nicoract, because he's gonna need it if he wants to make a deep run. Is going to need that support, and he has it in him. He does have it in him here, as he does sneak out his SCV across the map. Going for a proxy or going for an eBay block? We're going for the block. We're going for the natural. Okay, so SCV is coming in for the engineering bay. It is going to disrupt the opener of Krystianer. Is going to slow down the expansion. Krystianer does see this coming ahead of time, and the boys have been pulled. Krystianer will shut this down. Does pull 4 probes in total. Goes for the SCV. Ooh, gets a kill! And he will force a cancel. So for those that are curious, this is designed to force an unnatural natural expansion from the Protoss player, but it's so difficult to defend that it's just not worth it. And shout out to Krystianer, he does scout this ahead of time, forces the cancel, can throw down the Nexus, and can get back to mining. Solid response here from Krystianer. His economy has been disrupted. You can see here the economy go in favor of Nicoract towards the end, go in favor deep in the blue for our Terran player, but now it's going back. It is going to be stabilizing once again as Krystianer can resume mining and head into that natural. Meanwhile, double gas opener. Interesting. Double gas opener here from Nicoract. This is going to be for a faster factory, a delayed CC from the Terran player. We are going to be quite aggressive. We can go into an add-on swap into Reapers. We can go for Reaper Hellion. We can go for Cyclones instead, or even a committed mine drop. We have options. What does Nicoract go for? Widow Mines, Cyclones, or Hellions? As for the time being, he's trying to get a scout off. He's trying to dive into the main base. Adept is in position, and we do deny the scouts. Nicoract forced out of the main base. We are going for a Stargate, by the way, and Nicoract has no idea, as he is going for reactored Cyclone production. A good choice here. Very lucky that he's up against Stargate, because Phoenixes will not do anything against these Cyclones. Or I should say, Cyclones are looking to shut those Phoenixes down and move that across the map. A very aggressive build here from Nicoract. We'll see if he can piece it all together, or how he does piece it all together. As Cyclones are amassing, natural base is on the way, probe is going to be shut down. Krystianer, he does confirm the expansion, so he knows it's not a one base all in, but he has not seen the Cyclones. Yeah, he didn't see the add-on swap either. Not aware of what's going on, and I assumed it was going to be Phoenixes, but no, it's going to be an Oracle instead. Okay, so he's going to try to harass across the map. Oracles aren't bad, but against Cyclones, they're not entirely useful here as we catch the Oracle. No! Oracle does get caught out. Big lock on here, and the Oracle is going to get killed. And now we're in a lot of trouble. Shield battery now on the way. Adept gets focused down. And Nicoract, he's snowballing out of control. There's one unit left, one Stalker, and it will fall as well. Boys are being pulled. A GG gets called. It's just too much. And just like that with the opener, Nicoract takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played again. Krystianer, unfortunately, he didn't scout the follow-up. Unfortunately, he had no safety shield battery. He was going for the Oracle. He got caught out. It was just a disaster. Everything going wrong for Krystianer there in the early game. And in the blink of an eye, we do see Nicoract taking a lead in the series. GG, well played. Again, we just couldn't really even sink our teeth into it. We couldn't really delve into that matchup, but yeah, over before it began. Now, game number 2. Uno más. One more is all that is needed here. Is all that is needed for Nicoract to advance on to the semifinals. Speaking of, looks like Wayne versus Nikic has already ended. Wayne was able to bring Nikic down 2-0 and is waiting in the semifinals for the winner of this series. Who's it going to be? We're here to find out. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Team Blazer. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Terran, representing the Platinum Heroes, leading the series 1-0. It is Nicoract. Go. As again, game one, there wasn't really much to it. It was it was Nicoract just opening up with Cyclones, kept his build hidden true, was able to do that, and Krystianer just being a little bit too greedy, just cutting too many corners there towards the end. Things did snowball out of control. And now Nicoract needs one more to take it all, to advance on to the semis. We'll see if he can, as Krystianer is moving out with a bit of a probe scout, getting eyes on the opener. We can see it's a single gas, guys, so it's going to be an economic opener this time from Nicoract. It is going to be a Rax expand. Rax expand from our Blue Terran. Meanwhile, Krystianer going for a gate expand himself. Nexus is on the way, and we should be able to get into this game here. With this opener, Nicoract won't be overly aggressive. We're going to be able to get into the mid game, most likely. We can have more of a back and forth here, as the CC was delayed by a couple of seconds, but is going to be forced back. Krystianer does confirm the expansion, and we'll see where we go from there. As Krystianer is just building up back at home, waiting for the Cybercore before picking our tech of choice. We could go Stargate again, or we could go for a Twilight Council. I would not be opposed to a Blink opener. To a Blink-based build. We shall see. As across the map, we do have a pretty standard setup here. Getting to our factory, getting to our bunker as well. Likewise. Oh! Reaper sips into the main base, and did we scout the tech? We did not! This time it is not a Stargate, it is a Twilight Council. It is going to be Blink, thankfully. Blink Stalkers here from Krystianer on the horizon. A much safer way to open up does mean that you have an army to work with. A ground-based army to work with here. We can see Nicoract rotating around. He still needs to get the scout off. Still doesn't know what's going on. Dives into the main base. Oh! Ooh, and he will get in. He does confront the Twilight Council. Sees it researching as well. Nicoract, he sees all. He knows all. And now back at home, we should be working towards tanks. We have our initial Hellion on the way, but this should be leading into... it's going to be a mine drop first, followed by the tech lab. So we should be getting into the little mine drop eventually. Back at home, how many gateways are we going to be working with? That is the real question. We have one gateway in the main. We have one gateway in the natural. It's going to be 2-gate blink for the time being, but we can very quickly go up to 3 and then 4-gate blink thereafter. So we do have to keep an eye on Krystianer. On the Protoss. Here come the first 2 Widow Mines. It should only be 2 Widow Mines. From here, we will need to go into... Oh, actually, never mind. Hellion Scout comes in. We get eyes on the 3rd base. No additional gateways. Now that we know that there's a 3rd, we know 100% it's 2-gate blink. 2-gate blink here. Economic open out of Krystianer, which means Nicoract can be greedy. He can be greedy. He doesn't need to rush into tanks. He can work towards a 2nd, a 3rd Rax, work towards Stim, combat shields, double eBays. And even a 3rd CC. There it is. 3rd CC on the way. I like this response here by Nicoract. Is still going for tanks, so he's playing safe, but also quite economic. Do love to see it. Basically, Nicoract knows that he's under no real danger anytime soon. So no reason not to take it out, not to throw down the 3rd. Meanwhile, Widow Mine drop does come in. 2 Widow Mines into the main base. 1 Widow Mine gets focused down. The other shot is going to go off. Ooh, getting 2 probes. Not bad. 2 workers go down. Behind this, Krystianer, after taking the 3rd base, is going for a Bay and a Forge. That'll be for Colossus production and +1. So we are working towards a longer game. No early game aggression here from Krystianer. Getting into a longer, later game instead. Getting into that later game. We see Krystianer moving out through the center even. Applying some pressure. Does run into the tank though. Won't be able to break through. Charge on the way behind this. Again, basically all that Krystianer can do from this point is delay the expansion. Ooh, we'll bleed out a Stalker. Oh, as he dives in, he wants the Raven. Oh, he wants the tank. He wants a little bit of everything. He will get the tank in the end, but he takes a lot of hits. Big Stalker shots going down. I don't think this is quite worth it as there's no way out. And we're going to be bleeding out a lot of Stalkers as we do try to blink away. Auto targets thrown down. We do focus on 1, 2, almost 3 Stalkers. And I'm not so sure that was worth it. That was 6 Stalkers going down for 5 SCVs and 1 tank. Like, yes, we did kill a tank, but we don't really care about tanks. Not anymore. Not if we're not going for an aggressive Blink Stalker build. So Nicoract, he's content here to just chill, work towards his upgrades, get his 3rd base up and running, and defend on 3 bases. Now, behind this, Krystianer is going for a big gateway explosion. At his 6 gates on the way, that's going to be 8 gates in total, alongside Colossus production. 4th base is on the way as well. I think we're just macroing into the mid game. Like, we're chilling. Big chilling, man. And yeah, we're just biding our time and getting into a 4-base setup. At least Krystianer is. Nicoract would working in that direction eventually. Pretty passive game, despite what happened in game 1. Which I'm okay with. I'm okay with it, baby. I'm okay with it. Scan are going to be going up. Scan going to be going off here, just trying to get a read on things. Colossus count is building up for Krystianer, as you mentioned. Again, he's just building up his Colossus count, working on a death ball of an army. Disruptors are already on the way, getting into double robot production. Krystianer being very tech heavy here. This move out is a little bit scary. 3 Colossi. It's a good amount, don't get me wrong, but again, Krystianer is spending a lot of resources elsewhere on probes, on disruptors, on +2. Doesn't have the largest army, but he is working his way in between the bases. He threads the needle. He threads the needle. Nicoract, he's out of position. He doesn't know the tank is going to go down the 3rd base as well. Nicoract, he's racing back home. Caught with his pants down. But we're setting up for a surround. We come in from the left, from the right, and from the front as well. We collapse on top of these Colossus. And we get a full surround. We clean this up. 1 Colossus survives. Is that enough though? It wasn't a bad fight for Nicoract, but Disruptors, they have arrived. And Krystianer, he wants to break Nicoract here and now. He wants to break him. Nova's gonna go off. Nova goes off in the middle line. 2 SCVs go down. But Nicoract is holding, but that's a lot of Zealots. And Krystianer, he just wants to end it. He wants to end it, Bobby. He can. Thus they collapse into the natural. More Marines, more Marauders are coming out. Another Disruptor does arrive. There he goes off. Doesn't quite connect here. Another Nova will connect with the Marauders. Boys are being pulled. We are focusing down the Disruptors. But what about everything else? What about those Zealots? Yes, they're breaking through the main army, breaking through those SCVs. Nicoract very all in at this point. He has to end the game with this army. He has to try to chase down that Colossus, but he can't. The Prism arrives just in time. The Colossus is saved. And behind this, Krystianer again making plenty of Colossi, plenty of Disruptors. He has a good economy. He's on 77 workers. Nicoract, he lost the mineral line. He lost 30 SCVs. That's a mineral line and a half. 2 mineral lines even. We do see a drop moving out towards the right. Again, Nicoract licking his wounds. Meanwhile, Krystianer, he has quite a bit of momentum on his side. Time is working against Nicoract. That's the problem right now. If he waits a little bit too long, then Krystianer's going to snowball out of control. He already is. He already is with this army. It's already rebuilt. Drop into the main. Prism is going to fall. Now we can focus on the main attack. As we are pushing in. Yeah, Nova's going to be going off into the mineral line. Zoning back the army. It's all or nothing for Nicoract. I mean, the Vikings are going ham. They take down some of the Colossi. That is true. Ooh. Juicy connections, though. Yeah, EMPs are looking okay. The Vikings, they take down the Colossus. But what about the ground army? Krystianer, he's running out of zealots. We dive on top. We drop on top of the army. The Stalkers are going down. Nicoract up. No! As he takes the Nova to the face. He loses 20 SCVs. Nicoract, he's on his last legs. He can't take these trades. Not like this, Papi. As the Vikings land, GG gets called. It's just too much. And Krystianer will tie up the series 1-1. GG. We're going to the ace match. We are going the distance. Here we go. As we are tied up 1-1 and we're getting into game number 3, and how will this story end? Is the question. Where will this take us? As we have our game. Hold on. As we are just setting up, it looks like the final game, the final map is going to be on Hard Lead. Oh boy, it is all going to end here on one of the smallest maps out there. Let's go. Aggression is going to be favored here. And I believe we have an opponent ready and waiting. We do. The winner of this series will face off against Wayne in the semi-finals. Oh boy. Oh. Hold on. We have to fix this up. Here we go. As our players are ready, we're loading on in. You can hear the beeps. We're getting into game 3 on Hard Lead. Let's go. Meanwhile, it looks like Geralt versus Young Yakov still ongoing. Strange, he 2-0'd Shameless. Strange waiting in the semifinals for his next opponent as well. Again, the tournament well underway. We're reaching the end. We're reaching the finale. We're almost there. But before that, we have to confirm our semi-finalists. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Hard Lead, we have our red Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes, his new team. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Team Blazer. Tying up the series, forcing the ace match. Can he go the distance? It is Krystianer. Let's go. Let us go. 1 minute. My apologies, as It's getting quite dark here. It's getting late into the night, and I just had to turn on the lights. Like, I couldn't see. I had to turn on the light, Papi, but here we go. We're getting into the ace match, and for the time being, double gas opener. Double gas here from Nicoract. It is going to be more aggressive. He's going for a faster factory. Now, if you were here for it, you would have seen game one, and game one was brutal. We saw Nicoract go into a factory follow-up, into an add-on swap, into Cyclones. And with mass Cyclones, Nicoract, he just ended the game. It just ended then and there. It was over before it began. But it looks like the factory is thrown down a little bit further back. We are not set up for an add-on swap, by the way, so this is going to be a very different build. But what's important is that Krystianer doesn't know. Krystianer, he's going for a gate expand into Cybercore, and if you look at his vision, he was denied access to the main base. He has no idea what's going on. To be fair, neither do we. Nicoract, he's cooking, papi. But what exactly is he cooking? We should be seeing a CC on the high ground. Once we get 400 minerals, it is on the way. There it is. CC is in production, so it's not going to be a one base all in. We know that much at least. And Krystianer, he's playing it safe, going for a Twilight Council opener. Now, the reason why I say he was playing it safe is that, one, Reaper gets across the map, is going to be threatening the mineral line, is going to get a probe. Oh, he wants it, and he will not get it. Not quite yet. There we go. One probe goes down. Nice pick off from Nicoract. What I was getting at, though, is that with Blink Stalkers, you can be safe against early game aggression. Especially if we do go for a 3-gate opener. Well, we'll see. We'll see how many gateways get thrown down. Reaper rocks back up at the natural. Threatens the probe, but doesn't get a kill. Not this time. As behind this, yeah, no add-on sword. We're going for a Reaper Hellion. A little bit old school, but we're going to be reactivating out Reapers. This can lead up to 5 Reapers and 3 Hellions, or just 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions instead. Yep, there we go. That's what it's going to be. We have 3 Reapers on the field, 2 Hellions moving out before going for additional Widow Mines, before going for an add-on swap, and getting into the mid-game. So the goal here for Nicoract is to get into the mineral line, kill workers, and also to scout his opponent to get a read on how many gateways there are. How aggressive is this Blink build? We can see 2 gateways for now. So here we go. We do get past the army. Race on with a wall is not a wall. We flood into the main base. The Stalker's exposed, and the Stalker is going to be focused down. Big pick off there for Nicoract. He gets into middle line. Boys are being pulled. They're lining up. Some of them at least. 4 probes go down. We confirm the additional gateways, or the gateway in the main at least was there. No additional gateways on the way. And we get 8 probe kills. This is becoming too much. We're not done. We're going to get another worker as well. We're going to get another 2. 10 probes fall. Game-ending damage here from Nicoract. And where does Krystianer go from here? I feel like we need more gateways. It's 2 gateways for the time being. A 3rd and 4th gateway would make plenty of sense. But no, Nicoract. Sorry, Krystianer. He's going for the 3rd. Oh, boy. Bold move. He refuses to go all in. He's going for the 3rd base instead. With this 3rd, we're going to try to macro out of this. Meanwhile, Nicoract, we're not done. We're going up to 3 Widow Mines. And he knows he doesn't need tanks right now. Is set up for it. Has a tech lab on the factory, but we can commit a little bit harder. Good. Mine Jump is coming in. Nicoract, he hasn't seen the 3rd yet, but he needs to. He needs to confirm. As we get a couple of Widow Mines into the main base. 2 Widow Mines, sorry. Well, 3 in the main. No reaction. Oh, brutal here as we get 7 probe kills. And the Widow Mines, they will escape. Blink is still not done, but oh! Ooh, we punish it. 7 probe kills. We get a kill on the medevac, a kill on the Widow Mines. That was still better for Nicoract. That was still a better trade for the Terran. But he doesn't get eyes on the 3rd. For all he knows, there could be a gateway explosion in the natural. So tank production makes sense. We have 1 tank here on the low ground. We have another tank on the high ground. We have the bunkers finishing up. Marines getting in position. Nicoract, for all he knows, it's a 2-base all in. For all he knows, Krystianer is knocking down his front door. As we can see, it's a 3rd. We go for the scan. Very important. Scan into the natural. We confirm no additional gateways. There must be a 3rd instead. Krystianer blinks into the main. Gonna get a couple of pickups. SCVs are going down. A good amount, actually. We get 4 SCVs. Oh my god. 4 now. 5 workers go down. We can recall back home. There is no stim. That was pretty good. I mean, Krystianer didn't lose anything. Killed 5 workers, delayed a depot, and recalls out. Only shields lost, only energy spent. As the 3rd base is on the way. And again, Nicoract, he hasn't seen the 3rd, but he knows it's there. because he scanned the natural, because he saw the main, he saw the lack of production, there could only be one thing, and that is the third. We can deduce what's been happening. Meanwhile, we blink back into the main base. This time, better positioning with the tanks. 1 Stalker, 2 Stalkers go down. 3 Stalkers as well, and the Observer. This was not worth it for Krystianer. Bleeding out a lot. Bleeding out a lot, bleeding out too much. Behind this big gateway explosion, 2 gateways were done, 6 gates on the way. That's going to be 8 gate charge in total. We haven't taken gases at the third or the natural. Only 1 gas in the natural base. And this could be leading into a 3 base all in. We have options. We could either just go for an 8 gate 3 base all in, or start working on a 4th and work on Archons. And my apologies, I didn't notice the Temple Archives. Archon production is underway, Immortals as well. Krystianer, he's just building up. Just macroing on up on 3 bases. Meanwhile, Nicoract back at home is pushing. Catches out some more Stalkers. Oh my god. Stalkers are going to be falling. Yeah, big pickoffs here. As Nicoract is able to chase Krystianer down. As he rocks on forward. Again, behind this, 3rd CC is on the way. So, Nicoract is not all in. There is a 3rd CC in production. But a very committed attack here. Big anti-armor missile. No Colossus. Shield battery goes down. And Krystianer, he's vulnerable right now. Zealots are being targeted. The tanks, they go straight for the Immortal. Good target firing here from Nicoract. Gets the Immortal, gets the Archer, gets the Stalkers, and what is left? Nothing. 3 Zealots, 3 Chargelets. Boys are being pulled into Marines. A little bit stim heavy there by Nicoract, but he takes down every single worker. GG gets called. Ghost to Papi, and Nicoract will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semis. GG. GG, well played. Nicoract achieving so much damage early on with his Reaper Hellion. And from that moment, he was ahead. He killed 9 probes. It was insane how much damage he dealt with his Reaper Hellion. And from that moment, he was in the driver's seat. It was on Krystianer to bounce back. It was on Krystianer to try to bounce back in that series, and he just was unable to. GG. Congratulations here to Nicoract as he does advance on. My condolences to Krystianer as he is eliminated from the tournament. Is going to be eliminated. GG. And with that, we are getting ready for our next series. We're getting ready for our semifinals. !B in the chat. I know that I've been like referring to the bracket every now and then, and usually I don't, so I do apologize for that. But now we can focus on it. Now we can focus on the bracket itself.